Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to Sunteck Realty's earnings conference call for Q1 FY23. We have with us today Mr. Kamal Khaitan, Chairman and Managing Director of the company, Mr. Manoj Agarwal, Chief Financial Officer, and Mr. Prashant Chaubey, Senior Vice President, Corporate Finance and Investor Relations. Please note, this call will be for 45 minutes, and for the duration of this conference call, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode. This conference is being recorded, and the transcript for the same may be put up on the website of the company. After the management discussion, there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star and 0 on your touchtone phone. Before I hand the conference over to the management, I would like to remind you that certain statements made during the course of this call may not be based on historical information or facts and may be forward-looking statements, including those related to general business statements, plans and strategy of the company, its future financial condition, and growth prospects. These forward-looking statements are based on the expectations and projections and may involve a number of risks and uncertainties and other factors that could cause the actual results, opportunities, and growth potential to differ materially from those suggested by such statements. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Khaitan, the Chairman and Managing Director of the company. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you for joining Sunteck Realty first quarter earnings call for the financial year 2023. Hope each one of you and your family are safe and healthy. At the outset, similar to previous quarter, I would like to reiterate yourself to the guiding principles of new Sunteck, what we call Sunteck 3.0. The Sunteck 3.0 focused 3 key priorities. 1, maintain a strong balance sheet and cash flow. 2, continue to do marquee acquisition in line with our business development strategy. 3rd, building an exceptional team. In the quarter gone by, we have achieved a strong growth in both pre-sales and collections. This continued strong operational performance has enabled us to generate close to rupees 600 crores of operating cash flow surplus on the cumulative basis for the past 2+ financial years. I'm happy to note that in the quarter gone by, we successfully launched our one of the more new growth engine, Sunteck Beach Residences at Vasai West. I am delighted at the overwhelming response received by the project. We are also eyeing launch of other projects in the upcoming quarters. This will enable us to maintain strong growth in the pre-sales as well as the collections. On the execution front, construction is full swing at all our projects, namely Sunteck City, 4th Avenue, and Sunteck City Pinnacle at the ODC Goregaon West, Sunteck Maxworld and Sunteck One World at Naigaon, then BKC 51 and Sunteck Icon at BKC Junction, and Sunteck Crest at Andheri. Business development has been one of the core strengths of our company. We intend to continuously leverage this strength of ours, just like the 23 million square feet of acquisition we have done post the first wave of COVID-19 pandemic. Our endeavor is to do similar acquisitions going forward over time. I'm very proud of the team that we have built at Sunteck in the last 15 years, and we are laser focused on strengthening it further. I will now hand over the call to our CFO, Mr. Manoj Agarwal, for his comments. Thereafter, I would be happy to answer your questions, if any. Over to you, Manoj.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you once again for joining us today and take out your valuable time for Sunteck. Hope all of you are safe and well. The financial and operational numbers have already been published on the stock exchanges. I believe all of you must have gone through the same. Now, I would like to highlight the key financials and business performance numbers. Our pre-sales grew by 89% on year-on-year basis in Q1 FY23 to rupees 333 crores compared to rupees 176 crore in Q1 FY22 last year. Collections grew by 66% year-on-year basis in Q1 FY23 to rupees 285 crores compared to rupees 172 crore in the last year. With respect to the financial highlights, we have reported a consolidated revenue of rupees 144 crore in Q1 FY23 compared to rupees 93 crore in Q1 FY22. Consolidated EBITDA for Q1 23 is rupees 45 crore as compared to rupees 21 crore in Q1 FY22. Consolidated profit after tax for Q1 FY23 is rupees 25 crore as compared to rupees 3 crore in Q1 FY22. EBITDA margin for the quarter stood at 31% as against 22% in last year's same quarter. We can now open the forum for questions from participants. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We'll now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and two. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Participants are requested to limit their questions to two per participant. If time permits, please come back in the question queue for a follow-up question. We'll wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. First question is from the line of Adhidev Chattopadhyay from ICICI Securities. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. So firstly, congratulations to the team for a great start to the year. So we had alluded in the last quarter of an 1,800 crores sales guidance for the year. Obviously, with the Vasai launches helped us in the first half. So if you could outline what are the other launches for the rest of the year, and if you could just quantify what is the GDV of the launches, the value what we will be launching then during the rest of the year. That is the first question.
So, Adhidev, we have, as you see, we have already launched SBR, and we from there we got a very overwhelming response. So initially, if you see, most of the sales were from the three growth engines of Sunteck, which is BKC, ODC, and Naigaon. Now, getting SBR to the additional as a fourth engine to the portfolio of Sunteck, that itself we are confident with additional one project, we will be able to achieve sales what we have given the sales guidance. Over and above, if we are able to launch obviously one or two more projects, the sales will only go upward from there.
So if I'm understanding correctly, so you mean another 500-600 crores of incremental sales annually should come from this project? Am I understanding it correctly?
So yeah, easily 400 to 500 crore we should be expecting. We have already done this kind of sales just in the launch of in the last launch of just 1.5 months or 2 months, which was the launch. We have already done the sales of SBR. We have already achieved the sales of 225 crores, which was in less than 2 months.
Okay. Fine, sir, fine. So second question is on business development pipelines. You alluded in your opening remarks that you are still looking at adding land bank across the area. So any specific micro markets and any quantification of what sort of deals we can expect during this year? Thank you.
So we are looking very aggressively. Obviously, it will be too early to disclose. There are a couple of deals which are, I can say, at an advanced stage. But I can only say we are trying to balance the portfolio across all the segments, looking at from uber luxury segment to mid-income segment and also the affordable segment. So the acquisitions are in line that we can balance our portfolio so that the growth is proportionately across all the segments.
Fine, sir. That's helpful. I'll come back in the queue. Thank you.
Thanks, Adhidev. Thanks.
Thank you. Participants, you may press star and one to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Yashwant Shetty, individual investor. Please go ahead. Yashwant, may I request you to unmute your line from your side and go ahead with the question, please?
Hello.
Go ahead.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay, so my name is Yash Sancheti. Maybe there is some issue. And thank you for the opportunity. I want to know that in the balance sheet of March 2022, inventories are showing like such about 4,000 odd crores. And in the latest presentation of quarterly results, so we can see that BKC is holding 1,500 crores of standing flats or something inventories. So may I know it is already included in this 4,000 crore or it is a separate one?
Good evening, Yash. The question that you have asked is the market value of the BKC inventory. The 4,000 crores of inventory that you see in the balance sheet, that is the book value of the inventory. So there, BKC will be out of that 4,000 crores. BKC is close to 700 crores, and the value that you see in the presentation, that is basically the market value of the BKC inventory. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Aditya Mehta from GK Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. Thanks for the opportunity. So I have two questions. The first one is there any limitation on the number of projects we can launch simultaneously in a financial year? Because if we see the launch size of SBR, it was around 500 odd units, if I'm not wrong. So is there any limitation on the team front that we are restricted on the team side that we can launch more projects in a year?
I don't think that is the case. That is for that micro market, you cannot launch like 5,000 apartments at a time. No? So that is the reason. Looking at the demand and supply, obviously, Aditya, we saw that the demand would be the market absorption capacity won't be more than 500 apartments in that micro market. Accordingly, we launched that many apartments, and we have got a very good response on the same. Obviously, we have done our homework and we have seen that how much absorption can happen, and that accordingly we did the launch. Okay?
Okay. So going forward, can we launch two projects simultaneously in a quarter? Because we have huge lineup of projects.
Yeah, we have done in the past, and we will do it, obviously. We have done in the past, and if there are two projects to be launched simultaneously in the same quarter, we will do, definitely.
Thank you. Aditya, I'll request to come back in the question queue. The next question is from the line of Pritesh Seth from Motilal Oswal. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. So just to clarify, SBR Vasai contributed around 225 crore of sales this quarter?
Yes, SBR is 225 crores.
Okay. And what is the status of your couple of projects in Borivali, Kalyan, and the plotted development? I mean, you have given the pipeline about when we are going to launch it, but at what stage they are right now to have that visibility that they are going to comfortably launch within a stipulated timeline that we have decided.
So, Pritesh, these are all at a obviously various stage of approval stage, and there is, we all know that there are always uncertainty in terms of getting the approvals. Approvals are not in the hands of the company, although we are trying our best to get the approvals. But looking at the past track record of Sunteck, that how fast we have turned around when we took our Naigaon and how fast we have turned around SBR after taking over, after acquisition of the project. Similarly, we are looking at the similar speed, and we'll try to turn around these projects also and try to launch them ASAP. But I cannot give you exact definite timeline because of the approvals, how much time it will take. But I can say at least we can be looking at one launch in next 1 or 2 quarters, minimum one big launch. Out of the new acquisitions, from the old acquisitions, the launches will continue, like from Naigaon, the additional phase, from ODC, maybe the additional tower, from, let's say, SBR, again launching additional towers in SBR, which is, so all these existing projects, there will be launches. But the new launch, definitely we are looking at least one launch in next one, in the second quarter or the third quarter.
And which one it should be, like more likely Kalyan or?
So our endeavor is to launch all projects together, but it will be very difficult which one will be the first, very frankly, Pritesh.
Oh, okay. Great to hear that. And secondly, on your business development, obviously you have continued your focus there, but after that 23 million square feet which you acquired post-COVID, we have a bit, slowed down a bit. I'm not criticizing, but are we right now focused on launching existing pipeline we have, then looking at more business development maybe a year and a half afterwards, or we'll continue to look at BD and continue to build a pipeline from there?
So Pritesh, definitely, there is nothing like because the launches are going on, we'll not acquire, or when the acquisition is going on, we will not launch. Obviously, both have to go hand in hand, and the growth has to be across everything and every department. So obviously, we are not looking like we'll do acquisition after 1 year, or we'll do no launches. It is all going hand in hand, I can say.
Okay, got it. That's it from my side and all the best.
Thank you, Pritesh. Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, you may press star and 1 to ask a question. Ladies and gentlemen, you may press star and 1 to ask a question. The next question is from the line of Parvez Akhtar Qazi from Edelweiss. Please go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir, and thanks for a great performance. So, couple of questions from my side. First, when do we expect the completions of the 4 under construction commercial projects that we have currently? And the second question is to Prashant, what is the balance inventory currently left in the ODC project? Thank you.
So I'll answer the first question, and I'll leave the second question for Prashant. Parvez, as far as completion of all the 4 projects, Sunteck Crest, we are looking to complete it in second quarter or maximum Q3, if not Q2, Q3. Similar is the situation for BKC Icon and BKC 51, both the projects on the junctions of BKC, whether it will be in Q3 or maximum Q4. And maybe the 4th project, Pinnacle, might go for the next financial year. But otherwise, 3 projects we are looking to complete in this financial year itself.
Hi, Parvez. So the 3 projects that we have launched in ODC, that is Avenue 1, Avenue 2, and 4th Avenue. In all these 3 projects put together, we have close to around 800 crores of unsold inventory, which is pending to be sold. This does not factor in the balance receivables. And over and above this, Parvez, we have close to 4 million square feet of additional potential, which is yet to be developed. So this is the status of ODC.
And if you could also give the unsold inventory number for Naigaon.
Yes. So Parvez, in Naigaon, Westworld, Sunteck Westworld and Sunteck Maxworld, there is hardly any inventory which is pending to be sold. And in Sunteck One World, we have close to 500 crores of unsold inventory which is pending to be sold. and this does not factor in the balance receivable which we have to receive from the sold inventory. So that is the status of the ongoing projects, and the additional launch yet to be launched area is close to 8 million square feet.
Sure. Thanks, and that's it from my side, and all the best.
Thank you, Parvez. Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, you may press star and 1 to ask a question. Next question is from the line of Kunal Lakhan from CLSA. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Good afternoon. Kamalji, if you can just give us status on the Borivali project, if if the land has been handed over, if the resort has been cleared, handed over to us for filing approvals.
So, Kunal, Borivali project, obviously the land they have shut once they already shut in fact the club and all, and then the COVID came obviously, and the approvals got slightly delayed, and that's what the approval was taking time. So in fact we voluntarily allowed the landlord to start the club once again. But we are now expecting the approvals to come, hopefully looking at the current situation and the way the approvals are moving. I think we are looking to get it cleared in maybe next 1 or 2 quarters. And if that comes, obviously we will be all excited to launch the project.
But the club is operational, you said. Right?
Yeah, so club is operational. That does not require to, but they can just give 2 months, 3 months notice, and they can just shut the club.
Okay, sure. My second question was on our BKC. I mean, we have not seen much of a traction in the last year or 6 quarters or so. When do we think we can see some traction picking up in this project? Because we are like sitting on ready inventory, and it's been a while on so how should we look at monetization of this project now going ahead?
So last quarter, if you see, Kunal, we have sold 1 apartment in Signature Island. I can only say this Q1 we could not sell anything, but Q2 the traction is very good, and I think we will at least conclude, if not 3 deals, at least 2 deals in BKC.
Okay, that sounds good. And so lastly, on the business development side, so last few projects that we acquired were on the outskirts of the city limits. How should we look at business development, our strategy going ahead? Would we still pursue projects outskirts of city limits, or would you look at projects within MMR region?
So it's not, Kunal, if you see, it's balanced. Even out of the like 3-4 projects, there were the Borivali SK Resort has been within the city limits. And if you look at Vasai, which is again a mid-income segment project, although it is on the outskirts, but going forward, as I said in my opening remark also, and in one of the questions I answered just now, that we are very clear we want to balance the portfolio, looking at even over luxury segment, mid-income segment, and affordable segment. So obviously to get into mid-income segment and over luxury segment more now, obviously the more deals have to be within the city limits.
Sure. Thank you so much, and all the best.
Thank you, Kunal. Thanks.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of Prem Khurana from Anand Rathi. Please go ahead.
Thanks for taking my questions. So most of my questions are already answered. Just a couple from my side. So one was, just want to understand from we recently delivered our Westworld project. Almost around 2 odd million square feet of area, and it was our first project in affordable in true sense. So just want to understand any learnings that you have from this phase that we've delivered, and the learnings that ideally from this project you would want to use whenever you launch your projects in, let's say, Kalyan or Vasant. And were we able to kind of stick to our costs that we had in mind when we started with this project?
So good question, Prem. In fact, if you look at, I think we were very cautious because this was our first project where we were entering into the affordable project. and I think that made us actually more conservative, and we were very, very cautious. So the one thing what we saw that, in fact, since we were very cautious, I think what margins we were looking at were in the affordable, which was 15 to 20%. I think now it is upward of 25 and close to 30% EBITDA margin. Which is very, I feel being there we have been very good. And I think completing, so cost increase has already offsetted by the increase in pricing. And I think what paid us is the good quality of construction and the speed of the construction and the timely delivery of the project. I think that if we maintain that for our future projects, I think we will always be commanding premium. And if you look at in Naigaon, I think we are commanding the highest premium, I think at least 25-30% over our competitors in that micro market. And I think if we continue to give the quality and the construction timelines within the timeline, I think we will be able to deliver all our projects with a better margins and better brand.
And second was on the recent launch, the beach residences.
Sorry to interrupt you. Can I request you to speak a little louder?
Yeah, sure. Am I audible now?
Yes, thank you.
Sure. So my second question was on beach residences that we've recently launched. So I think the total development potential is almost around 5 million square feet of area. I think 5 million square feet at a single location, only group housing would be too kind of dense project. So and it'll be too much of high rises, right? So do we, have any plans? How do we intend to kind of have mix and match between, let's say, various product categories, let's say luxury, villas or plots, or do we intend to do only high rises at Vasai?
No, so you have to look at Prem, the size of the 5 million square feet is within 50 acres. It is not on 10 acres. In Mumbai city, most of the developers are doing like 5 million square feet on 6 acres, 7 acres or 8 acres. So this is 5 million square feet on a 50 acres of land. So obviously we'll be doing a lot of things and villas and the towers and everything. And definitely we'll like to leave lot of green areas. So for that, obviously we'll do towers and we'll do high-rise towers for the luxury, for the sake of luxury, but not for making it congested or over high density. It's for making it, in fact, more greener and more better and more beautiful.
Sure. Any mix in mind as of now, or is it still fluid? In terms of mix that you would like to have in terms of, let's say, villas or different kind of apartments that you would want to offer? We've started with 2 and 3. So, how would the configurations be? Let's say, whenever you launch your incremental phases, would we stick to 2 and 3, or there'll be 3 and 4, and how much of these would be essentially villas? That's it from my side. Thank you.
So we are seeing, in fact, good thing, Prem. One thing we have seen is there is a huge demand for bigger and the larger apartments. So definitely now from 2 and 3, we may gradually move to 3 and 4. And maybe then with a 4 bigger apartment and maybe more luxury. So we are seeing there is a good traction for, in fact, a bigger ticket size. There is more demand for 3 bedroom than the 2 bedroom. And in fact, there is a lot of inquiries from people that do you have 4 bedroom or a larger 3 bedroom. So obviously now the new launches will be in line with the demand. And there is definitely a lot of demand for the villas. Although we didn't launch this time, we wanted to see the demand. And whenever now looking at the demand, we'll look at also launching the villas as well. And we want to be flexible as and when looking at what kind of demand we will like to cater to that demand, but not compromising the luxury quotient of the project.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Prem.
Thank you very much. I would now like to hand the conference over to Chairman and Managing Director, Mr. Khaitan, for closing comments. Sir, can you hear us?
Sorry. Thank you, everybody, for attending the call. And if you have any further questions and queries, you may please talk to call us and call Mr. Prashant or our CFO, and we'll be always available for that. Thank you once again for joining us today, and please be safe.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Sunteck Realty, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us. We now disconnect your lines. Thank you.